Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Pattsun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/relationship advice, where OP found his way back to the right path. Let's begin. I just found out that my wife of 9 years cheated on me during a manic episode. Posted by Reddit user Gronk City.
This is the first time this has ever happened. She has always had great insight into her illness, but we are long distance at the moment for study reasons. I had feelings she was getting manic and had been trying to tell her for a few weeks now. Her friends had started getting concerned, so it ended up kinda exploding. She didn't know that she was manic and was in denial, but has now come to the realization that she is and been hospitalized. The infidelity happened about 2 weeks ago in the height of her mania. At the time, she was justifying herself in her head that we would have this polyamorous relationship and it would be all fine. Now she realized what she has done with her mania ending. Now I know this might be above Reddit's pay grade, so to speak, but this hurts like hell, and logically I know this isn't something she would do outside of her mania, but doesn't stop the way I feel. Is there any way past this, because I'm lost right now? I have always said that cheating is a no-cross line, but I feel like this is such a blurry line. Sorry, this wound is still fresh. I only found out today. Edit. I have read all your comments and messages and I really feel your support and thank you so much. I need to have a break from reading all this as the emotions are crushing.
And then, we have this exchange in the comment section.
Comments. You don't mention children, so you are free to use probability-based reasoning. The probability of this relationship doing anything other than hurt you again is extremely small. I only know of anecdotal evidence, but there is enough out there, as other Redditors will confirm. You can't fix this one, no matter your force of will. I should have stated we have 2 children, sorry. I'm not looking to use children as an excuse to stay, because I don't want them to see a relationship of 2 parents struggling to make it work. They are better off with separated parents that are happy apart. That's if it comes to that, of course. I'm still trying to get my head around it all. If anything, the children in the picture is concerning. Your wife has already endangered your life. Yes, get tested for STD. She is insisting that you believe that she is not in control of her actions, and is presumably being evaluated as a danger to herself and or others. See a lawyer. Some of this is above my pay grade.
I agree with Fine Cannabis Grower. I'm sorry if we're speaking above our pay grade, OP. And now for today's second story. My wife of almost 5 years cheated on me 2 days ago. The update 5 years later. Posted by Reddit user Clickfish.
I was watching a dog for a friend, so I stayed home while she and a female friend who recently got divorced, slight irony I suppose, went out for drinks.
By the end of this, you are going to be crying like a little bitch.
My wife got very drunk, ended up having sex with a guy she was acquaintances with in the bar bathroom. Apparently she does not recall where her friend was at this time, but they ended up meeting up later, and my wife slept on her friend's couch. She told me the following day. She was very honest about it, cried the entire time, has apologized since a few thousand times I estimate. She immediately promised she'll never drink again, unlikely, but this is not something I asked her to do anyway, and will do whatever it takes to try to make this work. She says she understands if I want a divorce, but is very adamant that she loves me and wants to fix this. She asked if I wanted her to leave. I said no. I didn't even really come to grasp with what happened until today, I think. She decided to sleep downstairs and I agreed that it would be a good idea. I sat and thought about it for a very long time. Eventually my mind starts visualizing all the possible ways this scenario played out at the bar. I despise my brain for this, but I can't turn it off, and it is constant torture, every second of every minute of every waking moment, which has been the last 40 hours. Some dark thoughts have crossed my mind, but I will respect Rule 6. I didn't give her an answer right away. I know that making decisions when you are under extreme stress never leads to good things. I loved my wife and I think I still do. I trusted her and believe what she says about everything. She's not a cruel person. Fuck, just writing that made me start crying.
Wow, like a bitch.
And that's what Frieza said.
I want to believe that sentence so much, but this hurts worse than I ever imagined something could. She apparently repeated to the guy multiple times that she was married, but he pressed her relentlessly, and eventually she succumbed. Despite the fact that she was allegedly very drunk, this does not, of course, excuse anything. She did at least ensure that he wore a condom and even took a Plan B pill before she even told me. I have been on a complete tornado of emotions since I received this news. I've experienced everything there is except joy and happiness. I haven't yelled at her, but I did say some rather harsh things which I still do not regret. We've had a not super intimate relationship, but we had been sleeping together maybe once a week. We've had sex twice since the incident. Christ, I don't even know why. It's the only time I can clear my head, I guess. I will bounce from hate to despair to lust to nausea or anger in a matter of minutes. I feel like everything is spiraling out of control. I have a new job that I love but would absolutely hate to lose. I couldn't concentrate at work today. My boss is very understanding and sent me home early, even though I didn't discuss any of this with her. I eventually decided that I do want to try to fix this. I have no idea how or how long it will take, and I don't even know how I'm going to get through the next few weeks. Hell, the next few days. I can't talk about this with anyone since all of my friends are her friends and vice versa. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I have panic attacks. I'm afraid to do anything I enjoy doing alone for fear that it will push her away or that it was what caused this to begin with. But we both agreed that we thought our marriage was in a very good place. Certainly isn't now. I'm just asking for some direction. What shovel do I grab to try to dig myself out of this hole? And now for OP's update. Hello all. I haven't logged into this account for several years now, and figured it was time to give an update. We mostly tried to make it work for a few months, but she clearly was not committed to fixing things regardless of what she said, and ended up getting a divorce. I actually made out okay in the end. She clearly felt guilty and let me keep the house, which was in my name only. Didn't take anything from me really, other than one dog, which I still miss. We didn't even get lawyers involved. I went through a period of roughly 6 months of severe depression and serious alcohol abuse. I'm honestly not sure how I kept my job, but I am grateful they put up with me while I dealt with things. I considered suicide almost every night. Never attempted, so perhaps I wasn't all that seriously considering it. But it has given me a more appreciative outlook on my life now. After I cleaned myself up with the help of my closest friend, I felt like I could put myself out there again. Man, dating in your 30s is not fun, especially having been out of the dating game for so long. I ended up finding a great girl who shares a lot more in common with me. We have far more similar outlooks on life, similar goals, and she is such a wholesome, happy person. I could not ask for anyone better, and I am so grateful to have her in my life. We dated for a few years and just got engaged recently. Her brother has become one of my best friends, and he plus his wife and my fiancé and I go on double dates semi-frequently. I haven't spoken with my ex-wife in 4 years now, don't really think about her other than vaguely wishing her an unpleasant existence from time to time. But I am working on trying to get past that. Forgiveness is not nearly as easy as people make it sound when you have been hurt so deeply. Whatever, she's someone else's problem now. I have learned a few things that might help others out. If your significant other cheats, the relationship was probably doomed before now. I'm sure some people have had success resurrecting relationships, but I would advise you to come to terms with it likely being over. No matter what your significant other says, it is not your fault that they cheated. Healing will take a very long time, and it might seem like the sky is falling, that nothing will ever be right in the world again. But it will, in fact, get better. Hang in there, friends. Sometimes it takes failed relationships for you to realize what you actually want in a partner. Never take your friends for granted. The good ones will be there for you in your darkest times. Just make sure to return the favor. Life is tough enough as it is. No need to go through it by yourself. Last but not least, r/relationship advice is not a good place for actual relationship advice. From my experience here, a lot of people just want to observe your suffering to feel better about themselves and their own relationships. Don't worry, I don't hold it against them. I hope you are all having a great day, and I will stick around in case people have questions.
I skimmed some of the original replies, OP, and I can't say that they gave you bad advice. Most of them were just very honest. You actually got good advice, OP, but I guess that was too blunt for you to accept. It's odd that now, 5 years in, you can't see how good of an advice you got. One would think that you would reject it back then, but be accepting of it now. But anyways, I'm so glad that you made it out the other side, and things are looking very bright for you. But OP, I think you're being unfair to yourself in saying that she let you keep the house. I mean, come on, man. It's solely in your name. It's not a privilege to keep the home that belongs to you. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.